just 5 more blocks.
If you ever walk alone at night and hear footsteps behind you, don't turn around, because sometimes the person following you already knows your name, and sometimes they want you to know. The night it happened, the streetlights were flickering. I remember that clearly. Small towns pretend to be safe, but the truth is, they hide things better than cities do. My name is Emily Carter, and 3 months ago, I was accused of murdering a man in an alley behind Maple Street. The worst part? I was there, but I didn't kill him. Maple Street is the quietest part of town. 2 grocery stores, an old pharmacy, and a diner that closes at 9. Behind those buildings runs a narrow alley, long, cracked pavement, dumpsters on both sides, and only one working light at the far end. No one walks there after dark. Except me. I worked late shifts at the bookstore, and the alley cut 10 minutes off my walk home. That night, it was almost 10 p.m. Cold wind moved through the alley like a whisper. My footsteps echoed against the brick walls. Then, I heard another set of footsteps. Slow, deliberate, following me. I told myself it was nothing. Small towns teach you to ignore fear. But the footsteps kept coming. Closer, closer. Then, a voice. Emily. I froze. My blood turned cold. I hadn't told anyone I would be here. Slowly, I turned around and saw Daniel Harper lying on the ground. Daniel owned the hardware store. Everyone knew him. Friendly, quiet, respectable. Dead. His shirt was soaked in blood. A knife stuck out of his chest. My hands started shaking. I stepped backward. My shoe hit something metallic. I looked down. Another knife. Clean. Unused. Before I understood what was happening, sirens filled the air. The police arrived in less than 5 minutes. Someone had called them, but I hadn't. Officer Reed was the first to step out. He looked at me like he already knew the answer. "What happened?" he asked. "I found him like this," I said. My voice sounded small, unconvincing. Then they saw the knife, the clean one, near my feet. And suddenly, I wasn't a witness anymore. I was a suspect. The town turned against me fast. Small towns don't need proof. They need stories. And the story was simple. Girl walks alone, man ends up dead, knife nearby. Case closed. Even my boss stopped calling. Neighbors avoided me. People stared in the grocery store. I felt guilty, even though I wasn't. But something didn't make sense. Someone had called the police before I even saw Daniel, which meant someone knew he would die. Someone knew I would be there. And that meant only one thing. I had been set up. The police didn't believe me, so I started investigating myself. Daniel's store was closed after his death. Dark windows, locked doors. But one evening, I noticed something strange. A light inside. Only for a second, then darkness again. The back door wasn't locked. I told myself to leave, but I didn't. Inside, the store smelled of dust and wood. Everything looked normal, until I reached the office. The desk drawers were open, papers scattered. Someone had been searching. Then I heard breathing. Behind me. Slow, calm, waiting. I turned around and saw Mark, Daniel's assistant. Mark was the kind of person nobody noticed. Quiet, polite, forgettable. Exactly the kind of person you wouldn't suspect. He smiled. "I was wondering when you'd come," he said. My stomach dropped. "You framed me." He nodded, like it was obvious. "You were perfect." My hands clenched. "Why?" He stepped closer. Daniel was stealing money. I stared at him. He planned to run away, Mark said, leaving everything behind. And you killed him? Mark shook his head slowly. I stopped him. The way he said it made me shiver, like he believed he was the hero. You called the police, I said. He smiled wider. Of course. My heart pounded. You knew I'd take the alley. You always do. That was the worst part. He'd been watching me for weeks, maybe months. You needed a suspect, I whispered, and you needed to be believed. Mark reached into his pocket and pulled out a knife. The same kind, the same shape. My legs felt weak. No one will believe you, he said calmly. You were already at the scene once. He stepped closer. I just need one more crime. I ran, out the back door, into the alley. Cold air hit my face. My lungs burned. Behind me, footsteps. Faster than mine. Closer, always closer. The flickering streetlight buzzed overhead. I reached the end of the alley and stopped, because Officer Reed stood there, hands on his belt, watching, like he expected me. Mark came out behind me, breathing hard, holding the knife. Officer Reed's eyes widened. What the hell? Mark froze. For the first time, he looked scared. I raised my phone, hands shaking. I recorded everything. Silence filled the alley. Mark stared at me, realization spreading across his face. You... Officer Reed moved fast, gun drawn. Drop it. The knife hit the pavement, metal against stone, sharp and final. 3 months later, the charges against me were dropped. Mark confessed. Turns out Daniel really had been stealing money. But that didn't make murder right. Justice came slowly, but it came. I still walk home sometimes, but never through the alley. The flickering streetlight still buzzes. The dumpsters still smell. Nothing changed, except me. Sometimes I think about that night, about the footsteps behind me, about hearing my name in the dark, and I still wonder how long Mark had been watching before I noticed. Because the scariest thing about small towns isn't the crime. It's the silence and the way evil can live next door without a single sound.